It's official. We survived our first week living full-time in an RV. For those of you who've been following along, you know that we packed up our entire lives, our 3 dogs, 3 cats, ourselves, into a truck and a fifth wheel. This past week, we officially hit the road, driving 4 hours to Southwest Virginia for our first stop.
And it's safe to say we've learned a lot this past week. So here's everything that went wrong, everything that went right, and how we've settled into the RV so far.
What went wrong? Well, nothing major went wrong, but we did have a couple of road bumps along the way. I think the most frustrating one was when we took our midway stop to let the dogs out. They attempted to jailbreak and run out of the truck, all 3 of them at once. So that was pretty frustrating. But we have remedied that. We got those like little clips that you clip into the seatbelt and they attach right to their leash. So no more of that. And then right after we stopped, poor Jeff decided that was the time to get car sick. So he ended up expelling onto the other 2 animals, mostly Mo. That was pretty much everything on the drive. And then when we got to our first site, we were doing a little walk around the RV, and I noticed we have snap pads on our hydraulic jacks, and one of them went missing. Where it went, I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion, though, it was some railroads we crossed, because you got to the railroads and it had that very iconic sign of the semi-truck with the flatbed going over the bump and getting caught. Yeah, I think that's where it happened. Another small hiccup we had was our first night here. I guess it wasn't really a hiccup, more of just
a panic.
Yeah, a little bit of a panic. We thought we had lost Piccolo, one of our cats. We spent, I don't know,
Hours.
A bunch of time searching for him. Now, mind you, we still had a lot of stuff that we had to put away in the RV from moving out of the house. So I was convinced he somehow got out the door. But yeah, we were going to bed, and I heard him out here chirping. Came in, found him cuddling with one of his sisters. So everyone's accounted for now and healthy. We also had I don't really know how to describe this. We had a bit of a gray and black tank situation. So the first thing that happened was we have a clothes washer in here, and I drain it into the sink, into the bathroom, and it overfilled the tank. So I heard a bunch of dripping water in there, ran in there, got it all shut off. You know, it overfilled the sink, onto the counter, onto the floor, under the slide. So got it all as mopped up as we could. Luckily, I have a dehumidifier on board here, so I put it in there, ran it. It's been running, I think, for about 2 days straight now, just to make sure all the water has been pulled out of everything. And I was trying to figure out why. I went down, you know, it said our tank was full, so I went down and checked. Pulled the gray tank valves, because I had 3 valves there labeled black tank, gray tank, gray tank. So I'm pulling both of the gray tank valves, and I finally got it to, you know, drain. And that was a bit weird, you know. I figured pulling the gray tanks would drain it. So a day or 2 later, I want to flush our black tanks now because I can notice a bit of an odor coming out. So I fill them with cleaner, and I go and I pull the black tank valve outside, and I think, all right, everything's great. I saw the nasty water drain out. Come back inside, and I look in the half bath, and the black tank's still full. So I'm like, what the hell? Now I have like one of the valves isn't working or something. So, you know, I'm going around trying to figure it out, and I go back to the valves. The middle valve labeled gray tank. I was like, you know what? I have a sneaking suspicion. I pulled that gray tank valve, and all of a sudden, the entire black tank started dumping. So now we got that all figured out. I busted my label maker out, made some new labels. But yeah, double check your tanks and everything before. That was something I unfortunately wasn't able to do because I didn't have a sewer hookup at home. So I have to learn all this as we're out here on our first trip. Last thing I should mention, the second night, we had a crazy rainstorm come through. During that rainstorm, we found that we have 2 leaks in the RV. One coming from one of the corners of our biggest window, and the other coming from one of our slides. Be on the lookout for a future video on how we address those and what I can do, because now we're on the road. I don't have, everything that I need to do these jobs completely. So I'll get it figured out.
What went right? We were actually pretty well prepared, given the circumstances of doing this in quite a short time frame. Months of planning made a huge difference, and we had just about everything we needed, I would say. The truck handled the mountain roads and the country roads so well. Nothing inside the RV broke, which is wonderful. The cats immediately accepted the catio. It's been wonderful. It keeps litter mostly from getting tracked around the RV. They don't seem to be afraid of the tunnel or anything. So we're really happy about that. And I would say, in fact, all of the pets have adapted extremely well to our RV. We've kind of cat-proofed everything so they can't hide anymore and give us panic attacks. So I think overall, everyone has settled in great, including us. I think by the first night, I was laying in bed and just said, yeah, I can do this. I don't know about you, but I definitely can see myself doing this for the long haul. Another great thing about this first stop is the site itself. Here in southwestern Virginia, we're surrounded by mountains. It's peaceful, it's quiet. We literally have no cell service, which has been great, so no one can bug us. We have Wi-Fi, they have Starlink, which through that we've learned, I'm glad that we didn't get Starlink because it rained and there was nothing there for a hot minute. So more on what kind of internet we'll be using once we actually start to use it. Right now we haven't had to use it because we have Wi-Fi here, which is another great thing about the Hip Camp. Hip Camp is kind of like the Airbnb of the RV world. People or hosts can open up their private properties to RVers. Some of it is boondocking, which is no hookups, but what we've decided is to do full hookups. Our first site needed to be easy. It needed to be somewhere in Virginia that's close to home and somewhere that is accessible from the road. It's not going to have crazy roads or anything like that. We wanted it to be a good, easy first start. And our hosts have made sure that has been the case. Mm-hmm. They've made us fresh bread. They've given us homemade goods like soaps and dish soaps, body lotion. They have been taking out our trash. They've left us alone mostly, which has been nice. They've respected privacy. They're not overly bearing. And their site is beautiful. It's along a creek. It's nestled in between 2 mountains. We're near the Appalachian Trail. I said it right that time. I'm used to saying it Appalachian, but I realized that's kind of nuts. So Appalachian Trail. We are very close to some other trails, some horse riding trails. It's just surreal out here. And I grew up in Virginia, and he spent a lot of time in Virginia as well. But this is just a different type of Virginia. Yeah. It's quiet. There's nothing going on, which I grew up in that type of environment, so I appreciate it. Don't know about you, but
no, it's great. I mean, we yesterday we walked the Appalachian Trail a little.
Yeah.
Like Tori said, it's like I think 10 minutes to the nearest trailhead.
Yeah.
And there was a part where we rounded a bend away from the road that passes through, and it's like as soon as you round that bend, just like immediate quiet. There was nothing. Like almost, the occasional bird. It was a little creepy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it almost. My senses started going off, like when you hear that the forest goes quiet, there's a predator, and we have been told everywhere we go around here to be bear aware.
Yes,
there's been a lot of bear activity nearby, so we've been pretty conscious about when we go out at night and keeping trash away from the RV. So it's been surreal. It's been quiet and peaceful. I can't thank these hosts enough for giving us a great start. Hopefully, we're not getting spoiled and this is a one off. But so far, we love Hip Camp. We love that we can. It's not an RV park yet. I think I would get too overwhelmed there at first.
Well, I think that's something to mention about Hip Camp too is they're
Mhm.
mostly private sites. You might share like
one or two sites.
yeah, there's like maybe one or two other RV sites, but for the most part, it's us out here, and then they have one other site out here that their daughter lives in.
Yes.
Their RV.
Yeah.
So
they're RVers. A lot of Hip Camp hosts are RVers, which is really incredible because they know what you're going through.
Yeah.
So when we got here, our host was waiting for us. She got us pulled in. She was so kind and understanding. She's offered to give us or let us use her pet fence. They're incredible. So it's
great.
really nice to be around other RVers. Without it being a full park and I get overwhelmed a little too easily, and so do our dogs. We have very reactive dogs, so we wanted the first site to be calm, peaceful, and I think we found that.
Yeah,
I would come back here in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
if we weren't going
definitely
west
on the radar. Yeah, we ever have to come back into the Blue Ridge.
We're coming
definitely coming back to this camp.
Yes. Once we parked, we finally got to make the RV feel like home. We unpacked, decorated, found spots for everything, and added all the little touches that make it our home. We also put up a ton of smart lights to create any vibe we may want at any given time. It looks amazing.
Well, that's a wrap on this video. Thank you everyone who's watched and supported us so far. It really means a lot to us. If you like this video and you want to keep up with us, make sure you subscribe to the channel and all of our social medias linked below. Like the video, don't mind, and we'll see you in the next one. Embrace the mayhem.